Today's review, we're going back to Tesco supermarket. Actually, it's the last one I've got from the ones I got from Tesco. This is a Buxton beer. It is called Wyoming Sheep Ranch. It's a double IPA, the biggest of them all, 8.4%. But what's it going to be like? Keep watching to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's beer review today, the last of the Tesco beers. This is Wyoming Sheep Ranch. It's from Buxton Brewery. I would say that at the moment, the Buxton Brewery one, the fresh pulp, is definitely the best of the batch that I've had this time. So I wonder if this is going to be as good. I have a feeling it probably won't be, because when I read the blurb, it says there's nothing sheepish about this big, bold, double IPA, fresh and piney. I'm not a big fan of piney, and a bitterness that will butt you in the next valley. I'm not really keen on bitterness either, especially if it's going to bite me in the butt. And it's 8.4%. Hops wise, I thought it had the hops on it, but it doesn't have the hops on it. Interesting, yeah, because the last one had the Buxton had hops on it, but this hasn't. So let's crack it open, get it in a glass, see if it's going to be drinkable first. As I said, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a West Coast beer, and it's certainly looking like one. Pouring it out. Actually, there's a there is a West Coast. So beer in a glass. We've got this sort of amber-coloured beer. There's a slight haze, whether that's a slight condensation, but certainly at the bottom of the glass, I can see through it, and I'm actually getting lighter now. We've got 2 fingers of white but fairly compacted head, so it's a bit of a strange one in terms of the looks of it. It's definitely more on the West Coast side, but there's an element to it that looks a little bit more solid. So yeah, it looks quite good in the glass. Actually, when I look at it in the screen, it looks like a lager, basically. Let's see what the aroma's like as I dip my nose into it. Yeah, there is that sort of pininess in here. It's not like the other double IPA that we had. If I still got it up on my shelf. Oh yes, I've got it on the shelf. Yeah, the Incognito, which was a double IPA, a West Coast as well. It smells more sort of piney. I'm not getting much in the way of fruit, maybe a slight touch of orange, but it's not quite certainly from the aroma, it's not that marmalade-y sort of aroma that I got from the last one. So let's drink it. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, that tastes like pine cleaner, basically. Loads of pine resin, bitterness, but I wouldn't call it bitterness. It's just it just tastes like sort of soap, really. It's got this real piney, I keep saying it, piney resinous taste to it. That's it. And then it's sort of dryness, and there's a slight bitterness, but there's no fruitiness to it. There's no real flavour. The flavour is pine, which is not really a real. I don't think it's a flavour that is pleasant for a start. It's not bad having that sort of slightly backbone of a little bit of resin and pine on the back end, and then that going into a bit of bitterness. But you need some sort of substance up front that's pleasurable. And I'm not really getting anything in terms of fruit. It's like a lager that's gone bad. Actually, I tell you what it's like. It's like an old school bitter. It's like an English bitter, where you're not really getting, you're getting that sort of hoppy, bittery, hoppy sort of taste. But there's no, I don't know, I drink so many, very hop forward, fruit flavoured, even though they've got fruit in them, beers, New England especially IPAs. They give off the tropicalness and the citrus and lemons and grapefruits, and they give off grape and gooseberry and all that sort of stuff. And then you drink this and you think, it's almost like it's a beer which has all its flavour extracted, and it just tastes like It tastes like when you were, I don't know, when you were a teenager and you had beer for the first time. That's what this tastes like. You drink it, you go, that's horrible. I don't like that flavour. How am I going to drink this as an adult? But you obviously get used to it. But drinking this, it's closer to special brew than a lot of beers. It's not quite as harsh, but there's not really the flavour in it that does it for me. And 8.4%, I'm not getting the pleasure from it. I'm not getting, the complexity of flavour either. All I'm getting is this sort of harshness up front, dry, bitter flavours, and it's not for me. Maybe there's people out there that would like this beer, but in terms of its body, yeah, it's light, but it's fairly smooth. I wouldn't say it was overly carbonated. It's quite smooth, easy drinking, but the flavours are just not doing it for me. And I think I've tasted enough, and I don't know if I'm going to want to drink any more of this because it's just not for me. It's just not for me at all. So let's do some scores while we're here. As I say, while we're here, as I say, I'm doing these scores on the hop. Hop being a good word, isn't it? So I like the concept. A big sheep, Wyoming Sheep Ranch, and it's going to kick you into next week. But the flavours are not doing it for me. And it's not pleasurable at all. So let's go through it. Aroma. Well, there's not much to it. Yeah, the more I smell it now, I'm just getting a slight pine, slight bitterness. There's no fruit. There's nothing that once you go, oh, I really want to drink that. So I'm giving it a 12 for aroma. Appearance, I think appearance-wise for this sort of beer, it looks quite good. You've got some nice little bit of lacing. The head is very, now it's small, but it is retained. It's not bad. Colour-wise, it looks okay. Yeah, I'm giving it, mainly for the style, but I'm giving it an 8 for appearance. Flavour-wise, well, okay, that's the important one. I'm not really enjoying it. There's not much flavour to it. Even if I was... There's nothing to it, just like a bitter, piney flavour. That's it. I'm not getting grapefruit, which you certainly do with West Coast. I'm not even getting much in the way of orange and stuff like that. So flavour-wise, I've got to give it a low score, and that's going to be a 28 for me. A value for money, well... Yeah, this one was over £4. It's a double IPA, but it ain't very nice. So I'm giving it 6. Sod it. And overall experience, I can't even hit it double figures for overall. I'm giving it a 9. It's wet. Yeah, that's about it. So let's top the scores up. So we've got 20, 48, 50, 40, yeah, 20, 48, 56, 65. I think even that's a high score. 65 out of 100. Let me just make sure that is right. 20, 48. Yeah, 65. 65 out of 100. It's the Bon Jovi of beer. It's a corporate. It's not boring and bland because there is something to it, but it's just not for me. It's like Bon Jovi. I like a couple of songs, but I couldn't sit and listen to all of their stuff because it all starts sounding the same. And this is what this is like. 65 out of 100. It's the worst one. I can't believe Brewdog is better than this, but it is. So if you see this one, unless you're a massive fan of that, if you like bitter, you might like it. If you're not really you're just getting into craft beer and you're a come from bitter opposed to lager, then you might enjoy this one. It's a little bit more refreshing than a bitter, but it's still lacking in most types of flavours that that we expect from our craft beer. So 65 out of 100, the worst of the Tesco ones. I've got 2 coming from Asda, 2 new ones from Asda, so I'm going to be probably doing those next. And yeah, I noticed that you might have seen my post, but Sainsbury's have released a whole load of new beer, and I thought, oh god, there's new. But when you look at it, it's like, wait a minute, I've seen that one in another supermarket. So they brought back Polly's, this 2 bodies, which was a very good pale ale, and it was when Polly's, I think, were like at the top of their supermarket game at that point. So I will probably pick it up just for drink it, and I won't review it, but I will drink it and think, yeah, how does this compare with Polly's beers that I buy from bottle shops? They've got things like Transient, which they never had in Sainsbury's before. That's mainly a Morrison's beer. They've got a couple of new ones from Tiny Rebel. I think they've got an ice cream IPA. They've got another fruited one. They've got ZZ Hop from Arbor Ales. Now, I have drank that before. I'm sure I've reviewed it on the channel, so check it out if it's on the channel. But they've released that, but in a small can. I mean, that's a 4.3% pale. Again, I might buy it for, as a fridge filler because I remember it was all right, but it's 4.3%. I don't really drink that sort of level of ABV beers. I think there was a Mad Squirrel one. Yeah, and that was it I can think of off the top of my head. Nothing that jumped out as being, I'm excited to drink that one. So, yeah, but if you've had any new Sainsbury's ones, let me know. But this is it for this Tesco. We're on to Morrison Asda next. And I've just made an order of another load of beer. So I'll sometime, probably kicking well into April, I'll hopefully review some of those as well. So until the next one, you know what you're going to do. Like, subscribe, and drink a craft beer and keep on rocking.